Consider this: how can the fall of one city change the course of history? When Constantinople fell in the year 1453, it wasn't just the end of an era but the dawn of a new one. The city, renamed Istanbul, began to transform under the rule of its Ottoman conquerors. It blossomed into a vibrant center of trade and culture, its strategic location at the junction of Europe and Asia, making it a magnet for merchants and travelers from around the world. This wasn't just a city reborn, but an empire rising. The Ottomans, taking the reins of power, began to shape the geopolitical landscape of the region, their reach extending far beyond the city's walls. So, in the immediate aftermath of Constantinople's fall, the world began to shift on its axis, setting the stage for centuries of change. The ripples of change didn't stop at the city's walls. They spread throughout Europe and beyond. Picture a chessboard, the players, the Ottoman Empire and Christian kingdoms of Europe. With the fall of Constantinople, the Ottoman Empire expanded its grasp into the Balkans and Central Europe. This seismic shift in control sent ripples through the geopolitical landscape, posing a significant threat to Europe's Christian kingdoms. In the face of this overwhelming force, alliances were forged and battles ignited, defining the contours of European politics for generations. The Siege of Vienna in 1529, a pivotal standoff between the Ottoman Empire and the Habsburg dynasty, was a stark illustration of these power struggles. And then, the Battle of Lepanto in 1571, a naval conflict that pitted a coalition of European powers against the Ottoman Empire, further underscored the profound shifts in the balance of power. With every move on this grand chessboard, the game of politics morphed, alliances shifted, and the landscape of Europe was redrawn. As the chessboard shifted, the game of European politics was forever altered. Imagine a world without the Renaissance or the scientific revolution. Hard, isn't it? When Constantinople fell, many of its scholars fled, carrying with them the intellectual wealth of the Byzantine Empire. They found refuge across Europe, igniting a burst of knowledge and creativity that we now know as the Renaissance. In their luggage, they carried the preserved and translated works of ancient Greek philosophers, mathematicians, and scientists. These texts, once thought to be lost, were reintroduced to the Western world, sparking an insatiable curiosity for understanding the natural and human world. This thirst for knowledge, fueled by these ancient texts, laid the groundwork for the scientific revolution. Artists, philosophers, and scientists found inspiration in these rediscovered works. Figures like Leonardo da Vinci, Galileo Galilei, and Thomas More were all profoundly influenced by the intellectual heritage of the Byzantine Empire. So, while the Byzantine Empire may have physically fallen, its intellectual legacy lived on, shaping the world as we know it. The fall of one empire gave birth to an intellectual revolution in another. A city that had been a beacon of Eastern Orthodox Christianity for over a millennium fell. But what happened next? The religious implications of the fall of Constantinople were profound. The Byzantine Church, which had for centuries been a bastion of Orthodox Christianity, began a slow but steady decline. Majestic cathedrals and humble monasteries, once teeming with devout monks and priests, were transformed into mosques, or simply fell into disrepair. Despite this, the Orthodox faith proved resilient. It adapted to its new political reality, maintaining a significant spiritual and cultural influence in the region. In some ways, the fall of Constantinople may have even strengthened the Orthodox tradition, as it learned to survive and even thrive in adversity. It's fascinating to consider how this faith, tested by the fall of a great city, continued to shape the spiritual landscape of the region. Even in decline, the Byzantine Church left an indelible mark on the region's spiritual landscape. So, how does the fall of a city over half a millennium ago still resonate today? The fall of Constantinople, a momentous event, created ripples that have touched every corner of our world. The city's metamorphosis into Istanbul ushered in a new era of prosperity and diversity, turning it into a global hub of commerce and culture. The power shift in Europe, triggered by the Ottoman expansion, sparked conflicts and alliances that shaped Europe's political landscape for generations. The intellectual heritage of the Byzantine Empire, carried forth by fleeing scholars, breathed life into the Renaissance and the scientific revolution, influencing thinkers and creators for centuries. Religiously, the city's fall marked a decline for the Byzantine Church, yet the Orthodox faith adapted and endured. All these threads, the rise and fall of empires, the spread of ideas and knowledge, and the enduring legacies of cultural and religious traditions, weave back to the fall of Constantinople. Constantinople's fall, a single event with 1,000 echoes still heard today,